Hi all, this is Jenny with Norna Scraps, and today I'm going to be adding to the two previous videos the basic 4.25 inch square card and then the nested frames or mats that I showed you in the last video. If you watch the credits at the end of this video or check my blog or check the YouTube page, I will have the the links to those particular blog posts. As you can see, in the middle I have my nested mats. I've also already opened two particular images that I'm going to use from Santa's Village, which is a Cricut cartridge for the Imagine, and I'm going to size them and make them fit into this frame so that I can get some dimension. What I ultimately want it to look like is a scene that you can walk into. With that said, I am going to turn off, and if you look at my layers panel, you can see that there's a lot of things hidden over here. A lot of the little visualized eyes. I've got cross hatches through, which means I've turned them off. They're still there, and I do that purposely. Once I have my three images on this screen, or whatever I want to use, before I go on, the best and safest way to do this is to go to File, Save As, and save it as some name that you're going to be able to remember for your card. I'm going to go 4.25 Santa Village number 1, because I've got 2 or 3 like that. And I've saved it. Now if something happens, I can go back to this particular file. How do I want to do this? I want to create layers in my image. If I were in a scene, most likely the house would be the furthest away from me. So that would be the first image that I would put into my mats up here. You can tell it's a little bit big. So I'm just going to play around with my sizing and play around with what I have that I can see. And the reason I say play is because it's pretty much preferential as far as your own work. But what I want is as few little itty bitty teeny pieces to cut as possible. And this is just the beginning. There are several steps to actually completing this type of card. Now I have 2 mats left. I've got a purple one and a pink one. In the previous video, I hope I made it clear that these are not the colors that you're going to leave these mats in. They are simply a way of identifying them when creating a card. And I'm going to place Santa on one of these mats. At this moment, now remember, Santa's in the forefront or coming towards the forefront. I could put him there, or I could put him on the pink image, pink frame, and still have a little bit of depth to my card. And I really kind of like that card, that one. Or, I don't know, it's really up to you, because the process is all the same. I could also add a snowflake or something onto the outer one, the pink one, and make it just one snowflake off in the distance. I think I really like Santa the furthest away from the house, and I want him just a little larger because he would be closer to me. So that's exactly how I'm going to create it. I'm still going to keep my purple frame because I want the depth to my image. Now, next step, to create a basis that you can glue your print and cut images to. And we're going to begin with the house. Actually, I think we'll begin with the orange square because we're not going to use it right at this moment. We will save it for later. So we're just going to turn it off. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn off the purple square and the pink one. We're also going to turn off Santa. Now what I have left is my green square where I'm going to weld my house and the house. In order to do this so that everything is the correct size, I'm going to select the house, go to my layers menu, select duplicate down at the very bottom. And the duplicated image comes out on the top. I don't know why my computer keeps doing that. I just want one extra. So I've dragged my duplicate over, get it out of the way. Now I'm going to drag a bounding box around the green mat and the original image of the house. And I'm going to select Weld. Now I can leave this green. I could change the color. It's not going to be print and cut. In this particular card, it is going to be simply cut from paper. So now that that's complete, I'm also going to drag my house over. I'm going to move it to the front and drag it to the top of my mat. Again, select both images and group it. What that does is that puts it into the same menu queue. Now I'm just going to turn those off. I'm now going to turn on the Santa image and the pink mat, the larger one. Again, I'm going to select Santa. I'm going to duplicate him, drag my duplicate to the side, draw a bounding box around both images, go to the Layers menu and weld them. Once again, this is going to be simply a cut layer. Select Santa, arrange him, move him to the front, and bring him onto the mat. I'm going to select them and group them. Santa will remain print and cut just as the house will, but the matting frame will not be print and cut. I could if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Just to see what I have, I'm going to select all my layers and select my Santa and my mat. Whoops, it was already on. Now I'm going to go and to the back. Remember, we have that orange layer and the purple one. And the purple one, I just turned it back on, but remember I've been doing a lot of moving backwards and forwards, so I'm going to select that over in my layers file by simply clicking on it, select arrange, and I'm going to move forward, and there it is. Now I'm going to go down to the orange square, which was my background, toggle it on. With it selected, I'm going to click on the scissors and I'm going to select print. And now you can see the patterns option is illuminated. I'm going to select something kind of Christmassy. I really want is snowflakes. So I'm going to go to collections, see if there's a winter. There's nature. That might work. Winter. And what patterns you have available are dependent on what you have either subscribed to, what you have purchased, or what you have uploaded. And you can upload your own. I happen to really like this blue snowflake one, and it comes from Christmas Wish, which was an Imagine cartridge. So I'm going to select it, and you can see my snowflakes have now appeared in the back. But the other thing I want you to see is now we have it in our Layers menu, and it's good to go. Stay tuned, and I'll show you what we're going to do next.